Yeah, first of all, good evening, and I welcome you all for this AWS Solutions Architect Training Program. I'll just recap what we have spoken, and then we will be going ahead to today's class. Okay, so yesterday we have gone through some of the additional services. Okay, from day for yesterday onwards, we are going towards the additional services, and these are again very important for solutions architect. So let me just recap. In our additional services, we have gone through the first important service of AWS prestigious, that is Amazon FSx. FSx service is especially like a continuation for your file system sharing across servers, okay, across servers, especially for the type of non-Linux servers, like it can be your Windows, or it can be for S3 buckets or NetApp, or maybe so the non what we call as NFS supported file systems. So various type of other file systems are really being shared across them. So we have gone through the presentation also yesterday about a simple presentation, basically what the advantages of your Amazon FSx. Remember, this is not this will not work in free tier environment, so hence I have shown you only a video demonstration. So the specific advantage is that especially Microsoft supports this Active Directory services, so you can make use this FSx for Windows in for Microsoft platform, as well as we also learned about this the second one, which is for Lustre. Okay, Amazon FSx for Lustre, that is for sharing across S3 buckets. So that is again a second part of your FSx which is there. So these two are very important for us, even though there are other type of file systems also which is there in Windows FSx, Amazon FSx services. So that is the first one which we have learned, and the second one we also understood about this data sync. So how you can communicate between on-site and off-site, the data transfer, high-speed data transfer across internet online. So that part also we have learned, and that is also very important, especially. So I have shown you a video demonstration of how the files from your on-site, that is NFS, can be shared or can be dumped from your location to maybe like S3 bucket, or maybe FSx or EFS, etc. It can be dumped across, shared. I mean, it can be transferred across. So these are all some of the yesterday services which we have learned. And apart from that, yesterday I have also shown you some demonstrations on what is global accelerator also. So this terminology is very important for us. Okay. So and then we did, I think, a couple of cases also yesterday. So those two about very important for what we call as the canvas especially. So we did a couple of cases also. So today also we will be exploring some of the cases and also some of the important terminology. Okay, that is always helpful for your examination point of view. So yes, today is the last day. I think yesterday was the last day of the C02 examination. I mentioned about that, and from I think tomorrow, not tomorrow, from 1st of onwards, I think you will be seeing the new set of questionnaire, that is C03. So I have already reviewed 2 days back about the syllabus contents and all those things. The blueprint is exactly the same with some weightage differentiations. Okay. Once if I receive the exam changes, if there are any, I will notify you. I'll notify you. Till then, think about whatever we are doing. All the things are more or less same. But you will be soon hearing updates. So even if our classes are over, if I get updates also, I'll be posting across. So even the dumps also which are there are C02 dumps. Please prepare well all these things. As and when I get C03 dumps, I will also share with you all. I promise you for that. Okay. So, but don't expect anything in near 15 days or 20 days. Okay. Don't expect anything. Maybe, see, thing is that this whole month, there are number of people who has written examination are very high, because they all know that yesterday is the last date and people started writing like anything. So the next 1 month, a vacuum will be there. No one will be interested to write, because without knowing the examination pattern and all these things, people won't really straight away write the examination. So there will be, but slowly people will start writing, and then we will be knowing about the dumps and all those things, questions or type of questions which are coming in the examination and all those. Once it comes, then it will slowly, I will be updating you accordingly. So this is the update. And also, if there is any material change or anything, if I am able to get anything very soon, I will just update you all. But till then, think that you can proceed with whatever we have learned. It is more or less the same. Similarities will be there, right? If there are any specific questions in your understanding, please let me know. Please let me know. And also, your time is there for to complete all the guided labs and also your challenge labs and all these things. So once you complete all the things, you will be eligible for your 50% discount voucher, and that voucher is valid for 1 full year. Okay, so remember that, 1 full year. So that will be given once after successful completion and post review. Then you will be allotted. You will be getting a mail directly from Amazon itself, the discounted voucher. Okay. Yeah. Any questions in yesterday's topics? Please let me know now. Otherwise, we'll move ahead with some more important additional services for today. Yes, please.
Nothing from my side. I'm good.
Nothing from Shashank. Can others also respond?
Nothing, sir. Nothing from myself.
No. Okay.
Good from mines.
Good from your end. Okay. So I'll just share my desktop. Yeah, today I'll be starting, maybe I'll be starting with uh, some of the important areas. I'll just tell you. This is called as the support plans. Support plans. Even though this topic was covered during sometime in Cloud Practitioner, but it is a must for us to know about this support plans. Okay, so I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you, please listen very carefully. Support plans, you may get 1 or 2 questions directly, may not be directly, also indirectly, but it is obvious you all should know about this support plans. So I'll tell you, there are two type of plans. Okay, not two type of plans. Broadly, AWS, whenever you sign up to your AWS console or AWS account, by default, everyone will be given a plan that is called as a basic plan. Basic plan. So when I say basic plan, it is free. It is free. I'll be discussing about what are all the benefits which you are going to get. And the other type of plan, the second one, is called as a paid plans. And paid, you need to pay for that. So what are all the various kind of paid plans also we should know. Okay. So broadly, if you ask me, customer support is different, technical support is different. Both may be contacted across telephone, but customer support is mostly meant for your account. I'll tell you, customer support is 24/7, free for all the plans, free. You can call them, you can chat them, you can send emails across, everything you can do. But they only focus on your account, whether your account access, your billing access, details related to your account, only to that particular extent, not technical aspects. They don't focus anything on technology part. Suppose if you are facing a problem in your Linux server, they don't bother about that. That is not customer support. That is technical support. If you are facing that you are unable to log in into your account, if you are not able to pay your bills, if after paying your bills or if you are having some problem in your bills, something like that, these are all related to customer support. Okay, customer support is free of cost for all. Okay, now I open this chart. This is available already, the support plans. Please go through this one, very, very important for us to understand. So the first one which I want to tell you is the basic support. So this contains the three areas. One is customer service, that is customer support, 24/7, 24/7. You have this 24/7 voice is there, chat is there, and also email is also there. So all these things is free of cost. Once you sign up your account, you are eligible for basic support. What else you get in basic support? In basic support, you get 24/7 customer support, plus documentation, plus white papers, that is support forums also. Support forums is there. This is technical support forums, but there is no SLA. Some of you maybe not understand what is the meaning of SLA. SLA is service level agreements. There are no agreements. You can put across your questions. Someone will respond. The answer may or may not be relatively to your this thing, but still you can get an answer. You can get an answer. Someone will answer like that. That is called as support. That is called as support forums. Support forums you get. So all these things are free of cost access. So documentation, you can see the docs.aws.amazon.com. Just click that. Tons and tons of documentation is available for all of you. So AWS documentation is available. This is all free of cost. Free of cost. You can select. Suppose if I want to know something on EC2, just select that. You have good amount of documentation, good amount of PDFs, HTML, GitHub, all the documentation is available. Suppose if I want this one, Linux instance, user guide of Linux instance, you can download. Everything is free for everyone. Is this clear? I hope this is clear. This documentation is free of cost for all of you. So that is one. White papers also are available. You can see this one. The links are there in that same one. Say similarly, you have the support forums also. You can sign up and then you can participate, or you can even give answers also. So welcome to this particular one. Find answers, question and answers which are there, answers, questions, join a group, etc. So you have various type of questions related to, you can ask questions and then you can even wait for answers. But there is no SLA for this particular one. Please remember that. If there are good answers, well and good. If there are no good answers, you can see this one, answers 0. Sometimes you don't get answers. Voting, you can do that. So this is, even though this is technical, I tell you, there is no SLA for this particular one. But this is free of cost. All these things are free for basic support. Basic support. And else in basic support, you have a concept called as trusted advisor, personal health dashboard. These two are also available for basic support. So if I tell you about trusted advisor, there is this is a service which is there in your AWS platform with about more than 115 type of checks. Checks means to see whether you are under compliance or not, whether everything is properly doing or not. So that is the things like your security, your what we call as there are many various levels of trusted advisor levels. So you can check accordingly. But only 7 are covered. Not all 115 are covered here in this particular one. Only 7 are covered. I'll be focusing what are all those 7 which are there in trusted advisor. So that is available only for basic support and developer support. These two trusted advisor, only 7 checks are available. Rest all is not. Rest all are available only in the other checks which are there, paid ones which are there. So similarly, personal health dashboard is something which is a personalized view of the health of AWS services. If there is one day you may see that the Lambda is not okay. You can check the personal health check dashboard to see whether there are any outages or not, impacts which are there or not. Like that, those things are free of cost. Free of cost, all these things. But now coming to the paid ones. So there are 3 paid plans which are there. These are all mostly technical. So the first one is your developer, the second one is your business, the third one is your enterprise. So I'll tell you whatever is your covered in your basic support is covered in developer, but in developer you have some more services. Your business plan is superseded by developer, enterprise plan is superseded by business plan. So whatever you get services in developer, you get in business as well as enterprise. Whatever you get in developer and business, whatever you get in developer, you get in business. So here similarities will be there. So whatever you get in developer, you get in business. Similarly. So what you get additionally in developer other than your basic support? In your developer, you get, so this trusted advisor is 7 core check, same. Here you get 8 by 5, 8 hours into 5 days business support for technology, for technical aspects. You can only ask through email, not voice, no voice, only through email. You can send the errors and all these things to the AWS technical support. They will resolve your issues. And what is the time for resolution? Generally less than 24 hours. But if they know that your system is impacted, less than 12 hours. That is the SLA which they promise you. And you get an answer. You get an answer for that. So this is the developer plan. You get only 8 hours into 5 days. You select your business hours. Suppose if your server is something related to Tokyo, you would select the Tokyo business hours. No, sir, no, my server is something related to Europe. You select European. No, my server is something related to US. Okay, you select the US business timings. Okay, 8 hours into 5 days. 5 days only. Okay, so that is the kind of support which they provide. So this is the general guidance which you see. This is the SLA. This is the SLA which they provide. The technical support is only through email, no telephone. But if you go to business plan, naturally the pricing also, you may ask me what is the pricing. So the pricing is, you can see 3% of your AWS usage. Suppose if your server, you are paying about $100 a year, $100 a year, approximately I'm saying. Or if your volume is about $1,000 in a year, so you pay $30 for this particular one, $30, like that, 3% of your monthly, this is not yearly, so this is monthly AWS usage, like that they charge 3% of your charge will be there. So similarly, if you want to go for business plan, in business plan, you get something more additional, that is 24/7 phone, you can call them, email, chat, you have chat access also. So normally they take up the cases, they'll give you a case ID so and so. Immediately, general guidance is 24 hours. If your system is impacted, less than 12 hours. If your production is affecting, then it is less than 4 hours. And if the production system down, less than 1 hour. Less than 1 hour, they come for resolution. So that much fast. These are the SLAs, and they have to bind for that. Otherwise, there will be high penalties. So normally they charge about 10% of your monthly if your revenue is less than 10%. I mean 10,000 per month. Okay. No, otherwise if it is more than 10,000 revenue, 7% is the charges, 5%, 3%. You need not by heart, but still understand this one. But now the last one is the enterprise, which is the last one, which has a very high, what we call as business critical solutions which they have. So here you see this 24/7 phone, email, chat along with the same thing. And here you have a dedicated technical account manager. You see this one? You have a dedicated account manager also is applicable in this enterprise. In both business and enterprise, you get AWS trusted checks, all full 115 checks which are available. All these 115 checks are available for this particular one. I'll be speaking a little bit more detail when I speak about this AWS Trusted Advisor, this is a security component. So here you see this one, unlimited access, general guidance, even business critical impact less than 15 minutes. 15 minutes. As I mentioned that you have a dedicated technical account manager, TAM. TAM is also applicable for this particular package. I mean for this particular support plan. Okay, and also you have a concierge support also, okay, a friendly way of interacting with you and asking, hey, everything is okay, your business is running well, something like that. So they ask all those things in an interactive way. They sit together and see that how they can develop your improvement plans, etc. All these things will be taken care. But you see this one, it is 10% of your monthly usage of 0 to 50, 150K, 7, 3 like that. If you are $1 million, if it is more, then they charge only 3% of that. So that is how you should understand about this, all these plans: developer, business, and enterprise. These are the three paid plans for technical support. And these type of questions may be asked, especially like business critical system down, which one it is available, less than 15 minutes, which plan it is, enterprise, in which plan you get what we call as a full set of trusted advisory checks. Okay, it is a business plan, like that. In which plan you get 24/7 phone, email access, business plan, like that. You can say in which plan you get a concierge support, like 15 minute, like enterprise plan, something. All these things are very important. Yeah, is this clear about this support plans? Any questions? This is already there in your sessions 18, AWS support plans. Please go through this particular one. Yeah, any questions in support plans? Please ask me. If there are no, please let me know. Yeah, please respond.
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
Others are there, or I just want to know, just
Good, sir.
Good, okay.
Fine, sir.
Fine.
Fine, sir.
Okay, right. So please listen. These are very the topics which we are discussing are very important, especially because these are the last topics. And many people do ask also, even interviews also, do you know about the support plans? Because once you join in an industry, they expect you that you know all this kind of what we call a solutioning, especially the support plans and all these things which are there. So it's not necessary that you need to by heart all these things, but you need to know about how to get the information about the plans. Okay, so that is the first one which I had discussed about the support plans. Now the most important one is about some of the additional security services. Please remember, this is again very important for us. Okay, so we have good amount of security services. As I'll tell you, if you go into the security, you see this one? Yeah, security. There are a lot of services. You see this one, about more than 10 numbers or 15 numbers which are there. I'm not saying that you learn all these things, but it is very important to understand these services. Some of the services I'm going to highlight now. Please listen very carefully. So none of the services, so we have gone through only the IAM part in depth. So all these services will work along with the infrastructure. Security is not a service which can be brought just like that. It is inbuilt along with the infrastructure, like your quality, security are all top-ups to your services, to your infrastructure. So let us learn about some of the important terminology, especially in the security areas. Okay, yeah, if any questions are there, please do ask me, because you get at least security, as I mentioned, that there is one full domain, 22% domain. Okay, the weightage factor. So you get good amount of questions also. If you miss out this particular domain, there are pretty chances that you may or may not qualify. So that is one of the reason I say that apart from IAM, you need to see 20% of questions means that out of 50, around 10 questions. You can expect 3 to 4 questions from IAM, rest of the other questions, 4 to 5 questions from this particular additional security questions. So that's why I say that please listen these things. And if you have any questions, please do ask me. So the first service which I wanted to teach you is the Shield. See, whatever services which I teach here is available here already. I'll say that security, this is Shield. If you don't see here, Yeah, WAF and Shield is here, right? So if you don't see here, just type it here. Type it here, it will automatically come from the search. So you see this one. This is a Shield. I just want to discuss about the Shield, WAF and Shield. So what is Shield? Shield is something which is called as protection. Like we go to the war having our shield, protection. Especially this is mainly used for this DDoS protection. DDoS protection. Please understand this question has already come for the examination, this shield. So please understand what is this DDoS, distributed denial of service. I'll tell you, mainly used for web applications. I'll just give an example so that you will understand very much better. What is DDoS? This is also one of the major cyber security threat, which is currently even in the websites also. I'll give a scenario for you to better understand about this denial of service. So we all know hacking. Okay, hack means is that without your intervention, someone is stealing your information. That is called as hacking. Without your intervention, without your permission, if someone is taking some information from you, that is called as hacking. So naturally, hacking basically degrades the services. Basically, the loyalty or the trust or all the things will be going away if there is someone else is stealing the data. Okay. Maybe what for they are going to use, we don't know. But that is not at all advantageous for any organization. Now let me tell you, some people do this kind of activities in the websites just for a couple of things. Thing is that they want to make profit. That is first thing. They want to make profit. Some people may do for the benefit of the gain of what we call as loyalty. They want to gain loyalty. So before the other people get the information, like maybe if you are going for a tendering, okay, you want to participate something value, but if you come to know your competitor how much is quoting, you will give the better price, and then you may win. So they may do such type of things also. Okay, so there are profits. These are all called as profits. Some people, this is all called as hacking. The other part of hacking is that sometimes your competitor is there. He is doing good business. You want to stop his business. How will you do? It's very tough because he's already in the market, well reputed, etc. So this type of attacks, which are called as denial of service attacks. So what they do is that they incur such type of some loopholes, especially in the networking. So if I go a little bit in depth about when we spoke about TCP/IP, etc., there are basically like website, how the websites function. E-commerce, especially the e-commerce websites. There is an e-commerce website, there are different clients. Take an example, like it can be an Amazon.in or maybe Flipkart or something like that. They advertise a lot, especially festival day, something. People all get ready with the money, they want to buy on that particular day. Fine, fantastic. This is a fair way of doing business. That's all okay. But what is the advantage for the other competitors who are nearby? If one person is doing all the business, what about others? They will always try to see that they also want to have some piece of cake. They want to have that. But how do they do? Because these people know only this directly, they go and buy. So for this type of things, I'm not specifying any websites, but I'm specifying certain cases, use cases, how they do. So what they do? Normally, just understand, being you're all technical, the TCP, how it functions. So this is the website, this is the users or clients. So they request information, they request for information. This is called as SYN. This is called as a SYN. And the server acknowledges, reverse. Oh, okay, what do you want? So you'll say that, no, I want information related to, oh, okay, this is the piece of information. And this is how the communication starts. Again, I repeat. So this initiates, this is called a synchronize, acknowledge, again synchronize. So, okay, handshake happened, communication happens. This is the proper way. The data is flowing in both directions. Okay, so now coming back, the website is as it is here. There are hackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 hackers. Leave it like that. So what they do, they are also acting like the users. They ask information, hey, okay, synchronize. So what is the website's response? Acknowledge. Then they send another SYN. Then the connection is established. Fair. Till that it is fair. So what they do, these hackers, they are using some tools. Instead of sending one SYN request, they will send millions of SYN requests using some tools. Specific to, they know they are hacker, but this fellow doesn't know that he is a hacker. This is a website. Whatever is questioned, it will answer, only ACK. So here millions and millions of SYN requests will be coming. Before this fellow acknowledges, website acknowledges, there will be another tons of requests which are coming to the server. So when this kind of a flooding happens, flooding, we call it flooding, happens, this server is, what happens to the server? This server is now
Choked.
What happens to the server now?
It's kind of not responsive or choked.
Highly loaded.
Highly loaded, yes.
It doesn't respond, it doesn't has the time to get loaded. So the server goes for a hang because the resources inside the server is totally okay, totally denied. More or less, the resources are denied. Before the actual user also tries to get into the request, but unfortunate thing is that this server fails to respond. This is called as denial of service attack. And what is the advantage of that particular hacker? Now the server is not accessible. This user, he is having plenty of money. He wanted to buy something. Instead of going to this website, he'll go to a different website and buy. Is this clear? This is called as denial of service attack. And imagine distributed denial of service. So not one hacker, one from US, one from UK, one from China, one from India, one from Thailand, everywhere. Not only one from Mumbai, one from Chennai, one from, so distributed IPs will come and it will start flooding. So there is no traceability also. You cannot block. If it is one location, you can block. Is this clear? This is one kind of attack which happens.
Yes, sir. I experienced this. This is my previous organization.
Right.
It was around 240 countries are attacking our website.
One single source.
And they are keep changing their IPs, and there was a lot of things. And every we were taking a restart of many times of the server. It certain time it's working, then all of a sudden it goes down.
See, you might be thinking that it is a response from the system. It's not response from the system, it is a response from the bots.
Correct.
So they will, these hackers will leave a bot. I hope you all are understood about these bots. Bots are very dangerous. Floating IPs. There is no owner for that.
Correct. And right? network guys came into the picture and they analyze, and it was around taking 10 to 15 days to exactly identify what was the issues, and they completely blocked those reasons. 204, I think 240 or 204 reasons from as a using that website. Then we were able to stable our system. So, yeah,
definitely. Till that time, you will be losing your business.
Yes.
The website is not available. So the target in this DOS attack is not to make the website available. That's all. There is no stealing is happening here, but the target is not available till that time. That is how this DDoS and DOS is distributed. DDoS is distributed denial of service attacks. So this type of attacks can be prevented using this AWS Shield. Okay, I repeat once again. So there are some hardening features. Okay, hardening features. So the TCP requests which are coming across inside the server is well understood. The packets are well read across. If it is, see, if you learn about the TCP hardening and all these things, so it will go through the packet header and all these things, and it will restrict if this type of attacks are coming. That is the property of the shield. So that shield is available, the services which is available, you can see this one, WAF and shield. So this will restrict all those kind of attacks in this particular one. Safeguards applications that are running on AWS. AWS Shield provides always on detection automatic inline mitigation that minimize application downtime and latency. So there is no need to change, engage AWS support to benefit. It is automatic. No, you need not go and ask, okay, what is what, so and so. So in DDoS also, you have two type of DDoS protections. One is standard, the other is advanced. Standard is available free of cost for all. Again, I tell you, standard is available free of cost for all type of platforms. I mean, your basic, your, developer, advanced, enterprise and business, all these people, standard is applicable. But for advanced, you have to pay. It's applicable only for certain things which are certain, for only for advanced and those plans which are there. Otherwise, you need to subscribe for that. So let me tell you what is standard. Standard are the protection service which is available directly. I mean, if you are getting a server, okay, if you are getting a server, which is launched in one of the region, that is standard service. The server you can have using the caching also. See, we discussed earlier also what is caching. Caching is nothing but something which is performance improvement. You have a server maybe in North Virginia. I mentioned like my requirement is there even in Sydney, also in France. So what do I do? Normally, those users get low latency. All the North Virginia users get lower latency and the other people will get higher latency. Is this clear? So to reduce the latency, what we are going to use? We have to use a property called as Edge Connect or Edge, that is Cloudfront. We spoke already in the beginning days, Cloudfront. So Cloudfront is again an AWS network, caching network, CDN, content delivery network. What it does, the same data which is there in North Virginia, the used data, whatever is being used, is cached to that locations. If your users are there more in France, you can ask, okay, I want to get the content in cached, so that you'll get a copy. You'll get a copy cached in France also, so that the users in France will also get a lower latency. Okay, so if you want to get protection shield for the cached content, then you have to go for advanced. You have to go for advanced. Similarly, as I mentioned that it can be not only that, it can be used for global accelerator. It can be used for Route 53, latency based. So all these things are advanced. Is this clear? Those things are all advanced. Only the server, if you are directly accessing, that is standard. Rest all the things which are there, your access mechanism is many methods which are there. If you are using through the global accelerator, it is advanced. If you are using through CDN, it is advanced. Route 53, advanced. Is this clear? So you have to go through all the terminologies also. Please remember that. So now, for higher levels, the protection against attacks of your application, Elastic Compute Cloud, okay, ELB, CloudFront, Global Accelerator, and Amazon Route 53 resources, you can subscribe to Shield Advanced. Shield Advanced is applicable only in 17 places, I think. You can see this one. In 17 of your regions, the following regions only it is applicable. North Virginia, Ohio, and so, all these regions are covered. Your origin of server should be in these locations only. Then only you can do that for Shield Advanced. Otherwise, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So Shield Advanced also gives you 24/7 access to AWS DDoS response team. So there is a DDoS response team. You get a question like that. In Advanced, you have a DDoS response team. So how will you manage? Suppose if there is an attack across this, what we call is via the CloudFront, and people cannot access using the CloudFront at that location. So immediately, if these responses are not being accessed, there is an automatic alert which will be generated and sent to the DDoS response team. So immediately the protection is enhanced. They automatically work across and this is resolved. Is this clear? Like your CloudFront, Global Acceleration, Route 53, but there will be some charges for this particular one in Shield Advanced. Is this clear? This particular one, Shield. Just understand this one. In Shield, you need to understand about this DDoS protection and the standard and advanced, and of course the things which are mainly for DRT. Also, you need to know about that. I have highlighted that is a DDoS response team, and what all things which will be covered in advanced. Your Cloudfront, Global Accelerator, Route 53, ELB, all this load balancer. So all these things are not physical. So these things will enhance your protection against your DDoS attacks. Yeah, clear? So today's topic is very, very important. Please listen. Please don't keep in mute and just don't go away. Very difficult if you want to learn through textbooks. It will take a long time. Yeah, is this clear about this shield? Outline. We can always go through once again also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I may ask in between multiple times like that. So now the next one is personal health dashboard. As I mentioned that in the free support also, you get this personal health dashboard. This is also free of cost for everyone, for all your accounts. So what is that? Personal health. Health is nothing but to see whether the services are properly being run or not. You see this one provides alerts and remedial guidance. AWS is experiencing events that may impact you. Like I'll show you here, this is WAF. Personal health dashboard. So the services which you are running, which you are using, health dashboard, if there is any impact related to those services, it will tell. Okay, so when you are using, when you are already launched a server called as a Linux server, and if there is something outage in so and so area availability zone, if there is something like that, it will tell you any issues which are there. You can see this one open and recent issues 0, scheduled issues 0, other notification. If there are any issues which are there, you can see here in this notification the chart itself. So currently there are no issues which are there. Currently there are no issues. You can see this one open and recent issues, nothing. Or schedule changes, other notifications, event log, the previous logs which has affected or something like that, it will show you. It will show you. So this is from the sandbox, so that's why I don't get anything for your this thing. If there are any past events which are there, you can see all the events here in this particular one. To see that whether any service outages which are there or not, you can see this. You can visit this personal health dashboard and see that all your services are running properly or not. Services, especially at a AWS level. Okay. And again, this is security bulletins. You can just subscribe to this one, security bulletins. You get notifications like through emails or something like that. Just click this particular one. You automatically, what happened? You get this, no, not this one. Security bulletins. You can, I would like more information, security bulletins. You see all the security bulletins. So especially this is mainly good for the security people, especially who are into cloud security or maybe security things which are there. So what they do is that any type of security issues related to technical aspect. So technical aspect means related to servers, related to networking, related to applications, related to anything which is there, related to anything. So if there are any loopholes, so related to programming also, technical programming language also. If there are any issues which are there, like it can be an operating system or it can be an application or it can be like that. It can be plugins or it can be patches or anything. So all these things are defined in this particular website. Okay, in this particular security bulletins. So we also call these things as vulnerabilities also. CVE stands for common vulnerabilities and exposures. Okay, so if there are any issues figured out, it will be identified, all these things. You can see year by year it is there. You can click year by year and check whether any issues are there or not, any issues. So if you have any issues, you can just go through the information. So important, you can select the importance or informational. Now I want only important issues, so it will reduce this one. You see there are a lot of CV issues which are there. Click one of the CV issue. Automatically you can see this one, there is an Apache issue which is there, so and so. It will tell you what is the CVE, okay, 44,000, or this is year 2021, and what are all things which will affect, and how to apply this patch, etc. All these things also information. This is more assessed by the security engineer, okay. So we have nothing role to do, and once the identification is done, he will go through the change management process, and then he will apply the security patches accordingly. So that is about the security bulletins. Will only give information to your mail IDs, etc. Your feed will be there, right? This is about security bulletins. So this is only one-time subscription. You can do that. Otherwise you can go through in the website also. So otherwise you can go through the security bulletins. I think that is the website directly itself, no, nothing more. Okay, so more details on cloud security. It will be there in that cloud security itself. The most important one, please remember, this is well architected framework, and you need to buy heart also. For cloud practitioner, this is a must. For solutions architect, it is highly applicable. We need to know about all these things. You may not get direct questions, but you will get many indirect questions from this particular one. So well architected framework. So what is this well architected framework? So here Amazon claims to say that we are working based on some foundations, pillars. So every organization has foundations. If the foundations are strong, the building is very, very strong. You can say that architect is very, very good. Same thing here also, the best practices. So Amazon says that there are, so now the last, I think 3-4 months back, it has been corrected to 6 pillars. It's not 5 pillars now, 6 pillars. So I'll just show you the form itself, which has been changed, but the documentation shows it is 5. So this is now 6 pillars. Earlier it was 5 pillars. Please remember, try to by heart all these 6 pillars. So what is all this thing? So the domains which Amazon works across, is measured from time to time. So it is based on measurement. When you have measurement, then automatically you can say that how much strong you are. Suppose if you see, if I tell you your blood pressure is okay, maybe like 110, okay, you are normal. If I say something 130, 180 or something like that, then pressure is high. Like your heartbeat is 75, okay, 72, okay, normal. If I say it is more than 80 or more than 90, then it is high. Like that. There is a measurement for each and everything. Your blood temperature, I mean the temperature, 98.4, like that. Same thing here also. In a measured way, Amazon has brought out almost all the working areas. So out of which he has categorized the entire services into 6 types. 6 types. You see this one? The 6 types are here. Operational excellence, security pillar, reliability pillar is the foundation. You can see this performance efficiency pillar, cost optimization pillar, and the last one is sustainability pillar, which has been added very recently, I mean 3 months back. Okay, so once again I repeat, operational excellence, by heart this one, well architected framework. Security pillar, reliability pillar, performance efficiency pillar, cost optimization pillar, sustainability. So earlier I used to say that to remember all these 6, all these 5, earlier I used to say crops. So now you can say CROPSS. That is how you can remember. CROPSS, crops. C for cost, R for reliability, O for operational excellence, P for performance, S for security, and another S for sustainability. So remember, you need to, in interviews, they may ask you, do you know about well architected framework? Yes. What is that? So this one, what for it is used, describes the concepts, design principles, architectural best practices for designing or running workloads by cloud. So here, for each and every pillar, we have some key focus areas. Please remember. Each and every. See, the order is not important. Do I need to first tell operational and then security and then reliability? Nothing like that. So that is the reason I mentioned. So for your remembrance, C, R, O, P, S and S. So you can go through. But thing is that you need to know about all the key topics. If I say about operational excellence, what does it focus? The operational excellence focus on running and monitoring systems, continual improving process and procedures, continual improving process and procedures. So this is most important. Key topics include automating changes, responding to events, and defining standards to manage the daily operations. Please understand this one. So here, running and monitoring systems means that operational excellence will always define that your system should always be available. Continually improving process. How can you improve the process? I mean, continually improve. So to improve the availability, to improve the efficiency, all these things will be focused in this operational excellence. Automating changes, responding to events. If there is any event which is coming across, how do you respond? So monitoring means responding to events and defining standards to manage daily operations. So this is what your operational excellence will really focus. Key topics are very, very important. Security, name itself is very, very important. Protection. Security mainly for protecting information of systems. Key topics include, that is always security means CIA. Please remember, C for confidentiality, I for integrity, A for availability. I hope you all remember that. Please go through security, important things which are there. So my suggestion, if you are not familiar with security, please read some security topics which are there or books which are there. If you want any additional information, please ask me. I can give you more information on security. Okay. So, and topics also, but advantages will always be there. So for cloud solutions architect, good. Again, I repeat, the day one also I said 3 domains are specifically highlighted in solutions architect. One is Linux. The more understanding you have, the more advantage you'll get it. That is one. Second one, networking. This is the core areas. I'm telling you, Linux. If you have good networking, excellent. Improve your networking skills a lot, and you can become very fast. I mean, you can achieve very higher, areas, lead kind of roles at the earliest. And the third one is your security. These 3 are must for all of you: Linux, security, networking. If you have these 3, your life is made for solutions architect. You can do it very easily. So I tell, so this security is again nothing but it deals with confidentiality, integrity and availability. If you focus these 3, you are well managing the security tower better. So again I tell, what is this? This one, confidentiality, integrity and availability. Managing user permissions, establishing controls to detect the security events. So this is what security pillar will really tell you. Reliability. I think we are getting more questions in reliability pillar. So how to quickly recover from failure? This is the key point which you should know. In reliability, it will define about the workloads, intended functions, how to recover quickly from failure. If there is a failure coming across, you need to see that how you should immediately get into the service. I mean, how to bring the services up. That is what reliability really focuses you. So key topics include distributed design, system design, recovery planning, adapting to the changing environment. So please go through this one, reliability pillar. You get one similar question from this one. And you see this one, performance efficiency pillar. This is one of the important pillar again. It focuses on, you see this one, focuses on structured and streamlined allocation of IT computing resources. Key topics include selecting of resource types, sizes, performance efficiency. There may be asked, there is you have chosen a particular instance model so and so, but it's always running a peak. So what if a pillar you need to focus? So it is performance efficiency, because you need to have the right size. If it is not right size, what happens is that always you'll get a lot of events or incidents. For workload requirements is performance efficiency. Monitoring performance, monitoring is also here. You see this one, monitoring, also monitoring systems, but monitoring performance is performance efficiency, and maintaining efficiency is also a part of your performance efficiency. Okay. And this one, see, security and cost optimization, you can easily identify. See here the focus areas, you can see understanding and spending overtime, controlling, budgeting, fund allocation, etc. All these things are discussed in cost. Right type and quantity, scaling business needs without overspending, all these things comes under cost. And the newly added one is this one, sustainability pillar. Sustainability. This pillar focus on minimizing the environmental impact of running cloud workloads. Minimizing the environmental impacts of running the cloud workloads. Key topics include a shared responsibility model. I hope some of you who has written this cloud practitioner exam, you see how many questions has come across, especially in a shared responsibility model. You get a good number of questions in cloud responsibility, in cloud practitioner. So, which is Amazon's responsibility, which is client's responsibility. Some of the things are shared responsibility, especially some security concerns, especially some infrastructure concerns, especially some patching things will be there, etc., etc. So all these things comes under sustainability pillar. Understanding impact, maximizing utilization to minimize required resources and reduce the downstream impacts. So these are the 6 pillars for what we call as a well-architected framework. Yeah, any quick questions from anyone? Please ask me. And I believe you should have a learning mechanism to understand all these things. Keep up all these key topics, very important. For everything the key topics are there. Please go through all the key topics, very, very important. And write a short notes, keep it somewhere in your brain, that will always highlight. Yeah, any questions? I hope something understood from this well-architected framework. This is very, very important for us. Yeah, any questions? If no questions, just respond.
Good, sir.
Good, Shashank. Okay.
No questions, sir.
No questions, Vinay, Jiva, Vamshi.
No questions, sir.
Tatvika, no. So my response is like all of you, please start by hearting this one. This is one of the important what we call as area where you need to focus. You need to by heart. As long as you are in AWS cloud, you need to focus on this one. This is the pillars of this particular what we call as AWS framework. Okay, like I'll tell you. And how do you measure all these things? As I mentioned in the beginning itself. So we have this well-architected framework. Okay, well-architected tool. This is the tool. So all the 6 pillars will be there. It will highlight if there are any issues coming across in any of these areas. See this one, you can define your workload, and once you define your workload, automatically the pillars will assess, oh okay, well, this is what which is there, etc., etc., like that. So I apply and it will go through almost all the phases, and then it will give you all the status, etc. So these are the, here in this notes it is shown as 5 pillars, but it is 6. It is 6. The sustainability is also being added. So now another service, security service, which I wanted to focus is this artifacts. So please remember, this is again very, very important, especially by the quality team. Quality team. Most of you, even in your organizations also, they have a quality team. What is the basic functionality of a quality team in your organization? Anyone? What do they do?
They basically checks about whatever the applications or whatever the system we have created or developed. They check we should be followed the specific what we call it, authorized or authenticated things in terms of client perspective or organization perspective. It means
Okay.
we should follow
So
all the rules.
you
All
mean to
the
say that quality team always checks basically the accuracies, whether are you following or
accuracy.
not?
Yes, yes.
The best
Accuracy,
practices which you have
best
defined.
practices, yes. Suggested best practices
And
and
the ultimate goal of this one is to protect the clients.
correct. Exactly.
Just a second, please. Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. What we are quality team. So naturally, how does the quality team assess your projects? Mm.
Like I have one of the experience like when I was working with the Wipro and that time we have some kind of like we are doing the support work, operational work, and we were all using a generic user. So the quality team said that, oh, it should not be happening like that. It is one of the experience with me. So they said that we
No, no,
should
no.
be
My
creative.
question, listen. How does the quality team assess the projects, the
No idea.
reports, quality reports?
No idea. I maybe not get a chance to dig into
I'll tell
this.
you. I'll tell you. It is very simple. Quality team doesn't write anything on its own. Yeah, you can speak, Rubina.
You have to say answer.
Yeah, please.
Quality team checks and compares its work, its project with the compliance report which is given by industry.
I agree. That is the final thing. But how do the quality team assess?
With using some tools or techniques. I don't
Where
know.
do they get the information? So this is the process which they should follow. How they know those things? They are
They
going
should
to do
have
some checks.
documentation which they can read and they can follow,
Yeah, the
like a
documentation
framework.
is, where is that documentation? There should be some process, right?
Artifact is a documentation compliance report documentation for Amazon
Absolutely.
and Cloudfront.
So right. So this is actually defined by the project manager. The project manager, after the project is signed across from on-site or from the customer site to to the what we call as to the our organization, he assesses all the things. He prepares a quality plan. The first task of a project manager once he has assigned is he has to prepare the project plan. Okay, in that project plan itself, a quality plan also will be there. So he'll document all the things, what all things needs to be assessed. Is this clear? If some of you are project managers, it is your responsibility to create a quality plan. If it is already created, you need to do assessment. Sometimes you may need to do a revision in case if there is any changes in the scope. If there is any changes in the scope, you need to revise. So these things are standardized and it is sent to the organizational's dashboard. Is this clear? This is the task of the project manager, not the technical people. So he basically prepares all the requirements based on the requirements, the technical requirements, not anything else. So he prepares this quality, and this quality people, they keep in the dashboard. They have the template. For each and every project, the project plan may differ. The deliverables are different. So they create that plan and they periodically, maybe depending on the project requirement, once in 3 months or once in 6 months, they do a kind of assessment. That is called as audit. So these audits should follow some guidelines. So some people follow ISO framework. Some people also go through this ISMS. ISMS is also part of ISO only. Or some people may go through some of the specific frameworks. Like if it is a payment card industry, they go with PCI, right? If it is something related to insurance, they may go with what we call as IRDA. If it is something related to hospital, maybe HIPAA. If it is something related to financial, FISMA, something like that. There are many bodies which are there. But if you are very new to the organization, you want to get some templates. Where will you get? Some standard templates. Later on, you want to customize. So there is a concept called as artifacts. So no cost self-service portal for an on-demand access to AWS Compliance Reports. So here you have standard templates. Again, I tell you, standard templates. You can just download any of the compliance reports related to. See, this is SOC reports are there, PCI reports are there, certification bodies which are there, NDAs also are there, non-disclosure agreement. BAA is also there, business association addendum is also there. So all these kind of reports are applicable. You can download, you can sit across along with the team. I mean, team means it can be on-site or customer or whoever it is. And you can basically include what are the things which will be helpful for compliance. And then later on you can do for audit. Periodical audit can be done accordingly. So now I'll show you, these are the artifacts. Artifact, compliance reports. So here you get all the templates. You can just download. Everything is free of cost. There is no client name, nothing which will be there. You can see this on some standard. Otherwise, where will you get? Some reports may be genuine if you are exploring just like that from the website. So you can see this. There are various hundreds of reports which are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 various kind of reports which are there. See this one. You can just download. If you feel happy, you can download. Now I want to do alphabetically. It is organized cyber essential plus certification. Okay, like that. FISMA, as I mentioned, FINMA. This is there. FINMA is the financial. Okay, circulars which are there. If it is matching, you can download. Otherwise, you can download and customize. I'll show you maybe a kind of report. You see this IRDA's cyber security workbook. This is India only, this one. You can see this one. Just select this one, IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development. Okay, just download the report. Oh, permissions required. You will get it in your free tier. You can download this one, these reports, which are free of cost for all of you. Okay, so once you download the reports, you can just go through, I mean, the report standards which are there. Like you can see ISO certificates also are available. ISO 27001:2013. Okay, any of these things, just try to download. You can download, it is all free of cost. there is no charges for all these things which are there. But in Sandbox, they are restricted. No, permission required. Contact your account administrator to get permissions. So the outline of this particular one is that you can get your compliance reports using these artifacts. I'll show you maybe. Yeah, there is one report. I just open you like this. If you download, you get a report like this ISO report. You can see terms and conditions, etc. I'll show you view. You can see this one. This is one of the report. Paperclip. Oh. Yeah, I think here there is a paperclip. I can see this one. Yeah, your certificates and all these things. You can see this one, a standard one like this. This is only a standard for you to understand how your certificate looks like. No need to ask anyone else. You can just download, and then if you want, you can customize accordingly. These are some parts which are there, some things which are there along with your close your current tab. Yeah, this is about artifacts. This is your artifacts. You can see this one. There are various type of reports. ISO reports also are there. ISMS. PCI reports also, as I mentioned. PCI stands for Payment Card Industry. So those reports also are available. RBI reports also are there. NBFC, non-banking financial institutions, I mean corporations, cyber security workbook. You can download this one. You can download all these things. RBI cyber security framework, Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so this is about what we call as artifacts. Artifacts. Yeah. See, let us also do one of the KC, because I know that there are still a lot of services which are there. I'll continue further this Cognito onwards. Let us do this well-architected framework in our what we call as course module number 2. We are not done module number 2, just kept it. Practices for well-architected framework was not covered. So today we have covered. Let us do this one, module 2. Open everyone. Let me know once done. KC number 2.
Open, sir.
Ready everyone? Let me know once ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first question on our screen. What is the best definition of cloud architecture? You should tell me.
Applying cloud architects, cloud characteristics. Second option.
Applying cloud characteristics to the solution that uses cloud services and features to meet technical and business requirements. Yes, absolutely. Let me check. Yes, it is. It is. Let us go in a fast forward. The well-architected framework has 6 pillars, 5 pillars. 2 of the pillars are security and operational excellence. What are the other pillars? Tell me.
Reliability.
Reliability.
Performance efficiency.
Performance efficiency.
Cost optimization.
Cost optimization. Right. So these are the three. You should get familiarized. Very, very important. So that is correct. So now the third one, which actions are consistent with the operational excellence pillar? Operational excellence pillar.
Review and improve process
Improve.
and procedure continuous cycle. Apply software engineering principle methodology in first phase related organization structure.
Which one?
Second and third, I think, ensure the operational personnel, the
Operational excellence. Select two.
That is sure. The review and the third one is sure. Review and improve process and procedure on the continuous cycle. That is sure.
Yeah.
Out of it, manage the full life cycle of hardware asset management.
Apply software engineering principles method to infrastructure as a code. Well architected. This is operational excellence. Absolutely, because you'll get consistent model always. Ensure operations personnel document changes to the infrastructure. Absolutely, this one also is good. Plan and maintain full life cycle hardware assets. No, this is strictly no. Evaluate organizational structure and roles to identify skill gaps. No, skill gaps is not operational excellence. This is not operations. Okay. Review and improve process and procedures as a continuous cycle. No. So only first and second will be the optimal answers. Incorrect. Managing hardware assets is an okay. Don't give. Evaluating organizational roles to identify skill gaps is a part of the people's perspective cloud adoption framework. So managing hardware assets is an on-site. I don't see that.
Sir, review and continuous process must be there, right? The last one.
There, I think.
Because operational thing is like we should be provided the continuous delivery along with the updated things and the supports.
So E instead of that you can give as E review. The last part which I can't see.
Yeah, the apply one and the review one.
So
Both
A
are
and
the
D,
correct.
right?
Yes.
A and D. It's not A and B.
Correct. A and D, right.
A and D. Okay. Fourth one. An application requires a front-end web tier of multiple servers that communicate with a back-end application tier of multiple servers. Which design is most closely follows Amazon best practices, AWS best practices? Okay. So there are two things. One is your server and the other one is your, web server, and your the second one is your backend database. Both are multiple.
I think the third one, design the website to communicate
Absolutely,
with the
that is the
application.
best, I think. Design the web tier to communicate application tier with the load balancer. That's all. Yeah, correct. So a solutions architect is developing a process for handling server failures. Which process most closely follows AWS best practices? Operations detect a system. Operations won't detects a system failure. Okay, it notifies the system administrator who provisions a new server by using the AWS management console. Detects a failure. It triggers automation to provision a new server. I think the last one is better.
Operation detect a system failure.
CloudWatch, not operations. CloudWatch.
Amazon CloudWatch detect a system failure.
CloudWatch, and it triggers automation to provision a new server. So we can do that automatically. Yeah, that is correct. Sixth one, a company wants to change some functionality of their website. They are unsure about what will happen if they make the change. Which approach most closely follows the AWS best practice? Yeah. Change the production site? No, while it is online, you cannot do a production site change. Change the production site during offline maintenance. Use backups to undo the change. Provision a new server and make changes to it. Use DNS to gradually migrate to a new server, shut down the original server. This is okay. Provision a new server, make a changes. If you are happy, then change the DNS identity. That's all. And shut down the original server. Test the change of the development server. No, not this. So let me see the C. Yeah, it is. A company stores, seventh one, read-only data in S3. Most users in the same country as company headquarters. Some users are located around the world. Which design decision most closely follows AWS best practices? Yeah. It's a simple one only. Use a bucket, replicate. I think, yeah. Okay. Huh? See, use a bucket to the company's headquarters. That is for must. All other users can access through Cloudfront. So that they can, because they asked, some users are located around the world. Which design? Because they want most users, because they need something more best practices. You can use this. Yeah. Eighth one, a consultant must access a large object in an S3 bucket. They need a day to access the file. Which method for granting access most closely follow AWS best practices? Create a pre-designed URL to object that expires. So yeah, this is enough, I think. This is enough. Because it's only temporary, right? They need only a day access. Enable public access? No, don't give. Public access means not only to that, everyone will get. Copy the object to so and so. No, create a user account for the consultant. Don't create any user accounts. Grant permissions to so and so. It is not possible like that. This is that expires in 24 hours. That you can do that. There is a policy in S3. Time based. So that is A. Yeah. Time based policy is there. You can assign that 24 hours. What are the main considerations that influence which AWS regions to use? Yeah. Latency, that is straight answer. And security and access control is common for all. Protection against application resiliency, compliance with laws and regulation. Oh, this one also. This one also. Compliance. Some countries won't allow certain type of what we call as accessibilities. So you need to follow all those things, compliance and laws and regulations. Yeah. What are the main considerations that influence availability zones to use? 2. Availability zones. I take this one, application resiliency. Security is not the important thing, especially in availability. Latency reduction, no. Protection against, this one also. Natural disasters. If one area there is a flooded, then automatically there is another one, right? Availability zones, like that. Protection against, if there is an earthquake in one area, or if there is a fire in one area, automatically the other area will be, other availability zone will be active, like that. So that the business continuity will be there, absolutely. So this is done. This is done. Module 2 is done. Let me check. Module 2. We have done module 2. We have done module 3. Module 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is also done. So let us also do this Cloudfront. This is catching content 11. I think 12 also we have done. So we will be left with 13. So if we finish off this 11. So open this 11. Is related to your Cloudfront and all these things. Catching, all these things will be there. This is 11. Ready?
Yes, sir.
What is catching? Anyone?
It should be in memory database.
No.
No.
What is catching? Why do we use
High
catching?
speed data storage layer.
Absolutely. That is high speed. High speed. Catching is mainly used for getting a higher speed. You have CPU catching, you have hard disk IO catching, you have memory catching, you have content catching, you have various, I mean,
But the
instant
storage,
catching, you have database catching, you have location catching, where you don't have.
storage layer means, do we have any hardware storage layer? No, we do have.
I have SSDs and all those things. SSDs are there. Even on the hard disk also you have catching. If you want to have more IOPS, how will you get? One is through your hard disk, but the second one is how you will get more IOPS is only using catching. Okay, so high speed data storage layer. Yeah. Second one, what type of data should you catch? Straight answer.
First one, the data that can be retrieved quickly and with simple query. Specialized data that need to be subset. Static data.
Third one, I guess.
Third one.
Absolutely.
Static,
No doubt in that. Static data that is frequently accessed. Frequently accessed, that is we use for what we call as catching. Frequently accessed data. Yes. Good candidates for catching includes data that does not change often and the users access frequently. What's the benefit of catching? What do you guys?
Reduces latency.
Absolutely. It will not decrease the cost, it will increase the cost. Increased application reliability? No, it doesn't. Reliability is not the question, it is only the latency. Yeah. What does Cloudfront enable? Amazon Cloudfront enable? Yes, please.
Multi-tiered and regional caching of content.
Yeah, absolutely. Multi-tiered and regional. So catching Cloudfront is basically a regional catching. So it differs from region to region. So multi-tiered and region catching of the content. So if you have one server in one region, if another region wants to access, you can do this catching. That is a Cloudfront. Yeah, fifth one. How does Amazon Cloudfront use edge locations? Edge locations. It catches all the content from the original distribution at an edge location and delivers the content to the clients through the fastest edge location. That is one. It catches local content of the edge locations, deliver the cached content to the clients to the edge location to the fewest network hops. No. It catches frequently accessed content at edge locations.
True.
It delivers the cached contents to clients through the edge location. It catches regional data. Which one?
Location.
C. Third
C.
one.
It is C. It is frequently accessed content at edge locations. Yeah. The sixth one. Where is application session data cached while using sticky sessions? Yeah, session data, where it is cached. Normally, it is a general knowledge question, this one. So whenever you are working on websites, so if there are some sticky sessions, I mean that from session 1 to session 2 it goes. So where does the session holds? Is it there in your local laptop or on the web server or on the web browser or Elastic Load Balancer or on Cloudfront?
I think it should be web browser.
Hmm?
Web browser.
Where? Web server or web browser?
Web browser, I think.
No. The sessions are always session ID and all these things are recorded at
server.
Server only. Server only holds the session. Okay. And you have only a cookie to identify the server's, session. Identify that you are the person who is holding that session. If this cookie fails, then you will not get the session back. Okay. This is web server. Yeah. It's a feature of it directs so and so enables the right. So seventh one, which statement best describes the efficient way to deliver on-demand streaming content by Amazon Cloudfront? Cloudfront does not work with the streaming content. A best practice to create separate origin servers for each region, because this is a streaming content he mentioned. If you ask me, it may not work. Cloudfront doesn't work on streaming content if you ask me, but still, let me go through. For each region where you serve streaming content, a best practice is to create distribution for each region a best practice is to create video segments and store them in Amazon S3 bucket, then use Cloudfront to catch the segments. Yeah. Which one is the proper one you feel?
First one.
Hmm? The last one is absolutely more.
The last one.
Put it in S3. Normally people do that in S3. All the video streaming is done through S3 and then Cloudfront to catch. Cloudfront to catch. From S3 you can do a Cloudfront. Yeah, it is correct. So what is Amazon DynamoDB Accelerator, DAX? A fully managed high availability in-memory cache for DynamoDB. Yes, absolutely. This one. Please remember, DynamoDB, you have an option. Do you want to choose this DAX accelerator? Yes, you can. So in-memory cache. So in DynamoDB, you don't have any instance. First of all, you don't have instance. Neither you don't have any what we call as storage options. Nothing. Everything is dynamic. Okay, you have only the capacity units. So DynamoDB also runs only in SSDs. So if you want still further higher performance, use DAX. DAX is nothing but in-memory cache. Okay, fully managed. Yeah, up to 10 times. You remember this one? Up to 10 times, even million requests per second. It does not require cache invalidation management. That is the thing. So ninth one. How can an application use Elastic Cache to improve database read performance? Select two.
First one, okay.
First and third, sir.
So read data from database first and write the most frequent read into cache. Keep it aside. That is traditional way. Direct all read requests to database and configure it from read from Elastic Cache, which cache misses occurs. Reads data from Elastic Cache first and write it to Elastic Cache when a cache miss occurs. I take this. Write data to Elastic Cache whenever the application writes to the database. Replicate the database in Elastic Cache and Direct all reads to Elastic Cache and all writes to database. No. Bottom one I am removing. Direct all. Read data from database first and write the most frequent data to Elastic Cache. So how can an application use to improve database performance? So performance, write data to Elastic Cache whenever the application writes to the database. I think this is far better than this one. Let me see. Yeah, CND. So
it's better, sir.
sorry.
By the
So write it, write along with that to the Elastic Cache. What does the D said? D said only thing, write along with that Elastic Cache so that you will get a better performance. Why should you write on the database and then again write it to the Elastic Cache 2 times?
But each and every time when something is committed to database,
He
not
wants
everything will be written to caching, right?
He wants performance right there. The key tag is performance, improve database performance. He wanted. So naturally put it in cache. So directly you cannot write in cache. You have to write it in your database and then put it in cache simultaneously. Right? Yeah. So the 10th one, which role does Cloudfront play in protecting against DDoS attacks? Today we did that.
Third one.
It must be third one. Read restricted traffic by the geographic to help.
Routes traffic through the edge locations. So that is distributed denial of service. Okay. I think Cloudfront, how does it do? I think first one looks okay. Controls traffic by the source IP. No, it doesn't do that. Source IP doesn't traffic. Restricts traffic by geography to block attacks that originate from specific
countries.
So here this is not blocking actually. It doesn't block. It routes. It goes only the proper path rather than blocking. See, blocking means that you are not getting access. Here it routes basically. It will only see any traffic, genuine traffic will be sent only through the edge locations, routes traffic through the edge locations. That looks better. Performance deep packet inspection to detect, that is also done, packet inspection. But once this is done, that is the beginning. To get the, the path formation, they do all these things. So already here's what is the role of Cloudfront? So pass through the edge locations. It will not block anything. Let me check. Yes. Large distributed concentrated points with Cloudfront, you can route traffic through the edge locations to reduce the load on individual systems. Absolutely. So this is module 11. Module 11 is done. Okay, still module 12 is also done. We are left with module 13 and module 14. We will do that slowly, module 13 and module 14. So tomorrow we will continue with more additional services. This is security services. We still have Cognito, we still have firewall, we still have guard duty, config, trusted advisor. See all these things. A trusted advisor, I didn't cover much. I just said that there are some 7 checks which are there for trusted checks. For basic support, and the rest all things are for what we call a 6 security checks, which I mentioned for basic support, 6 or 7. The rest all things will be for applicable for business and enterprise. I'll give a little bit details about all those things. And then we have inspector, we have budgets, we have cost explorer, we have organizations. So yes, more things are there which we'll be covering in our due classes which are there. Yeah, any questions? Any questions for today? Whatever we have discussed. So today, essentially, we started with sorry. We started with the plans. Okay, very important. The free tier, I mean, that is the basic plan, the developer plan, business plan, enterprise plan. And then we started with the security services. We started with AWS Shield. We have gone through well-architected framework, more important. We also gone through the other things like trusted advisor, and of course the cognito, sorry, not cognito, what is that, the artifacts. So these are some of the things which we have covered. Please go through all the things. It looks very easy to understand, but revise all the topics. You will get good amount of questions in well-architected framework, and it is necessary. Whether you get questions or not, it is secondary. You need to know about all these things as a cloud administrator, right? So that's all from me. We did 2 knowledge checks, and then yes, please go through all the guided labs also, and go through all your what we call as the topics which you have covered in your notebook, and also important points. That's all from me. If you have no questions, yeah, any questions from anyone before we sign off for today?
I'm good.
Yeah, you are good. So one important thing which I want to just let you know is like tomorrow, I know it is a what we call this